Hello, hello, So Sick Nash fan back with more Multi-Blood beginner guides. And this time we've got Hisui. Anybody that knows me knows I've been playing a lot of Hisui lately. She's a super fun character, probably the most fun I've had in this game because she's very, very unique. She doesn't fight like any other character I've ever played in any fighting game. She fights with kitchen supplies, and she's a bit tricky to approach at neutral because she can just litter the screen with dust and bentos, and her combos are super, super long and gets crazy oaky after it. So we're gonna get straight into the Hisui guide. The most important thing about Hisui and learning Hisui is going to be three core things: space control, air throw Oki, and block strings. Those will be the three most important things about Hisui. And those are going to be like the three things that we actually cover in this guide. You're going to end most of your combos with Hisui with air throw anyway. So we're going to cover a couple of different mix-up options you can go from with the air throw. So I'll show you a couple. So the most common would be to drift over your opponent and cross them up with a 2A. And generally, I'll probably have to do a guide on the OS for people that might not know the OS, but it's a 2A OS where you can OS heat. So if they heat in the instance that she goes low, the first 2A will whiff, but the second one will give you a shield. So y'all see me do that in a couple of videos, a couple of my outros in the guide where I bait the shield, because that's the option select. But another common would be empty low. Same side. You can drift to make it a little more ambiguous. And she can also... Oh no. Not drops. She can also make that very ambiguous with the come back over. And you can do an empty throw as well. Like if somebody starts shielding or something, you could definitely do empty throw. That was like the little more ambiguous same side. But you can always land and just throw them if they do start guessing right on shield. But generally, the cross back over will hit them for shielding because their shield will come out on the opposite side. So her air throw is definitely going to be one of the most important parts of Hisui's gameplay and something that you're going to want to master. So definitely work on drifting in the air. If you don't know how to drift, when you jump, you just hold forward like you jump, and then you can just hold forward and you'll drift a little bit. You can even drift backwards if you hold back. So there's a couple of options for you to make all of your setups pretty ambiguous. So next we're going to definitely talk about her space control, because this character literally can litter the screen with so much that it's very hard for the opponent to approach her. And that's one of her key strengths, is she puts all of these traps on the screen, and if your opponent runs into any of them, they're going to get confirmed into a combo, and then you can basically start that Oki. So standing on your bento trap is probably like one of the best things because you're safe. Nothing can hit you at this point. Just like that. And just like that. Excuse me. So, with that being said, with all of these options at your disposal, you even have an anti-air, and most of the time when you put this up, an opponent will run forward because look at the screen. But if you have both of these up, your opponent cannot approach you, right? Or let's say you only have this up, right? If you only have this up, your opponent will probably approach on the ground. However, if you have this one up, your opponent will probably jump. altering your dusters will be super important to understand like how your opponent is moving. So paying attention to your opponent's movement as a Hisui player is one very important key tool. And it is tricky, but it comes with the experience of playing fighting games in general, but also playing this character, getting used to that. Because if your opponent jumps at you, you can always dust them out of the air into conversions. So, knowing your opponent's movement is going to be the key with Hisui. But always, always, always have some type of bento out. Bento is going to control so much space for you. On top of, we have the birthday cake. So you have the cake as well that control space. You could charge up right here. Most of the time, opponents like to run up and try to shield it. So with that knowledge, knowing that they might try to run up and shield it, you could run up and throw, you could run up and do overheads, or whatever you pretty much want to do. So on top of her having this amazing space control, right, and this amazing throw Oki, this character excels in block strings, probably has the most devastating block strings in the entire game. Yes, the entire game. This character can make you block like it seems like for a year. And I'll demonstrate some of these block strings that she can do. The concept of her block strings will always be the dust. When you see the dust will push you back towards me. So because the dust pushes you back towards me and you're out of block stun, I could throw you. However, it goes even more in depth because she can do dust and then you bounce back twice. You come back at me, I can throw you, I can stagger you. I have a lot of options. I can even bait the throw. It's multiple ways to bait the throw. So at this point, knowing this, I'm going to show you a demonstration of the opponent throw taking. So I'm going to do ground throw, right? So I'm going to make this a tight block string. Watch this. Like that, right? The opponent takes. But how about if I layer that? How about if I layer that? I didn't do it quick enough. It's kind of harder to do because the computer like takes at like frame 1. There we go. So you get the concept. Once you've trained them and conditioned them with the throw, then you can go for a throw shimmy. Now, what we're going to talk about next is shield. So shield, if you keep a block string tight, the opponent cannot shield. So if I do this block string, they can only shield after they come out of block stun. So what if I told you I can craft these long block strings to where an opponent is not even able to shield? So let's do something like this. So I left the gap, right? So you got to master the timing to not even put a gap in your strings. If done correctly, she will not be able to shield. This one, the bento, there we go. You see, she was not able to shield. The bento block string is a little trickier. You definitely have to master the timing of them bouncing back and then doing the bento. But something I've been playing around with a lot more lately is this block string. So it didn't have a gap until I went back into this. But that whole entire string, mind you, the moment I leave one gap, they're going to shield, right? So this is all a true block string. This is all a true block string. Let's see if I can do it. All a true block string. You have to block that entire sequence. If you get hit, you're opened up, and Hisui can start all of that offense that I just showed you. So her options are completely unlimited, and that is why she is so much fun, because you can actually express yourself on the character, and she has a lot of creativity. So what I do advise everyone watching this video is have fun with this character, just like me. Have fun with this character, be creative, and just express yourself through this character because she has unlimited options. And in my opinion, she's the most fun character in this game, for sure. Hisui specializes in littering the screen with traps, making it very hard for the opponent to approach you. One wrong move from your opponent could cause them to explode into a combo followed by set play. Hisui also has the longest, most dangerous block strings in the game, being able to create tricky high-low options. She will force the opponent to have top-notch defense if they want to survive. Thanks everyone for watching this Hisui Beginner's Guide. Till next time.